So this week I wanted to come to you with some of my very, very favorite oils. The oils for inspiration. Now, I talk about these oils a lot, partly because when I started my essential oil journey, I was focused a lot on my physical health. I was focused a lot on hormone balance, on digestive support, on sleep support, on stress reduction support. And once I got through that phase of my journey, this kind of the sky opened up, and I realized like I have the energy, the ability, the mental focus to do so many of the things that I hadn't been able to do in life. And at that point, I was really looking for, so how do I improve my focus? How do I start to really believe in myself that I can do these things I've always wanted to do? How do I really take bold steps and get things done in life, right? How do I get inspired? And so very quickly, as I made that shift in my journey, some of my favorite oils in that moment are still my favorite oils today, because inspiration is so important when you run a small business, when you're a creative person, when you're just trying to really believe that you can create the life that you want to create, right? And so I thought I would do a little bit something different today, because I have written blogs before on some of these oils. 3 of the oils I'm going to mention out of the 5 are some of my favorite for manifesting. So I'm going to reference a little bit some things that I've talked about on the blog before and give you a link to that as well. So I may be doing a little shifting back and forth, but I just thought, why not use the references that I've already created for you guys, because I took the time to do it really well. So the first oil that I want to talk about is Highest Potential, and I'm gonna try to get that where you can see it. Highest Potential blend, okay? And the oils that are in here, we have Blue Cypress, cleansing and preservation; ylang ylang, calming, balancing; jasmine, enhancing positive emotions; cedarwood, grounding and calming; geranium, really focuses on heart, showing you what you love and what you don't love, what's not serving you; lavender is calming; northern lights, black spruce, prosperity; frankincense for grounding and balancing; royal Hawaiian sandalwood for grounding; white fir, anchoring and empowering; vetiver, which, it was funny, I don't actually have have it written down here, but vetiver is a very calming, focusing, taming hyperactivity, taming over full mind; cinnamon bark for solar energy, that's sun energy; Divana, which is for anxiety reduction support; kaffir lime is uplifting; rose for femininity, that female energy and love; chamomile, soothing and relaxing; blue tansy, feeling at one; grapefruit, overcoming depression or addiction; tangerine, uplifting and sweetness; spearmint, invigorating mind and body; lemon for rejuvenation; and akatea for purifying. So you take all of those things, take all that together, lots of uplifting, lots of grounding, lots of knowing what you want and what you don't want, and overcoming depression, letting go of things, releasing. And so what Highest Potential does is it really helps you to be able to see your full potential, to let go of the things that are no longer serving you, that are holding you back, and look forward to all of the things that you truly can get done in your life. So it's kind of, if you've ever heard me talk about transformation oil, which I like, but this is really transformation oil on steroids. This is really, I really preferred this one. I think it's a bigger boost for me, at least personally. And it really, whereas transformation might just be kind of a day-to-day working through some stuff oil, Highest Potential is that inspiration part of, you know what, if I let all this stuff go, what are all the possibilities that can happen, right? So if you start with this, if that's where you are, if you're really trying to say, you know what if I did shift? What if I did decide to let these things go? What if I did say, if I could do anything, what would it be, right? So that would be Highest Potential. Now, what if you're a little bit past that stage? You're like, you're really seeing the horizon. You're really seeing all the things that you can create. Okay, so now it's time to get a little bit more detailed about that future that you want to bring in. And that's where Envision Oil comes in, all right? So Envision Oil is really for being able to get very specific about the future that you want to create, the strengthening your resolve to get there, strengthening your drive to get there, believing that it can happen, okay? And so We have spruce for height and uprightness, sage for cleansing, lavender for calming, orange for joy, and it also is a good flow of abundance in and out, giving and receiving. Geranium, again, heart, so shows you what you like and what you don't like, what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And then rose, so feminine love. So we've narrowed down the oils, and we're really getting oils that are calm, joy, headed towards the things that I love, right? Calm, joy, headed towards the things that I love. That's the energy that you want when you're envisioning that future. You really want to look at, okay, this works great for me. What if I took that to the nth level? What if I said, I want more and more and more and more of the things that bring me joy? What does that look like? What are the details of that? What's that house like? What's that day-to-day like? What are my friends like? What's my job like? And really getting into the details, envisioning, powerfully visualizing what that life is going to be like, right? So for those meditation sessions, which are really visualization sessions, or you're really journaling, journaling your future, that sort of work, that's what Envision Oil is for, okay? Now, let's say you've done that. You've realized, okay, you know what? If I take these steps, if I shift this energy, I can create this thing, and I have envisioned this thing, and this thing is amazing. Now, how am I going to get there? The super important next step is to believe in yourself, to continue to have that belief so that you can get it done. And that's easy some days, and that's not easy other days. And on those not so easy days is when I grab Believe. It is one of my very favorites. It's a bigger bottle, right? It's one of the 15 ml bottles, but I run through this stuff because some days you just need it right here in your heart chakra. So I'm going to read to you what's in Believe Oil. Idaho balsam fir for height, Idaho blue spruce for height, coriander for spice, rosewood for balance, geranium, again, that heart, know what you want and what you don't want, ylang ylang, calming and balancing, bergamot, joy and depth of emotion. Bergamot is the brightest, most joyful, most emotionally punchy, I guess, of the citrus oils. So where orange is joy on a gentler scale, bergamot is really highly emotive, and it actually can be used to help you work through emotions that are not working for you, right? To really go ahead and feel those emotions and get them out. It is also good for getting out of a depressive state, for if you're just feeling really low, getting out of that. When you get out of that, you may go through some of those anger or frustration emotions. So bergamot's a really powerful one, and you want to know what you're doing when you use it. But the bergamot to me is really the key in this, because if I'm having a day where I just am not sure I can do it, I'm just not sure that I'm enough or something like that, putting on that bergamot really just makes me feel like, you know what, I totally believe in this. I totally can do this. It helps to boost my emotive ability. And so it is for those days where you need a boost to get the to-do list done. You've got the envisioning is done, you know the steps you want to take, and the Believe helps you get those steps done without giving up on yourself, right? And so it is, like I said, that maybe that's why it comes in a bigger bottle, because it is really key. I use it all the time. Okay, so we've got that kind of a trio. Now let's say more specifically you're thinking inspiration in terms of meditating, right? You're thinking, I want to boost my meditation practice. I want to get deeper. I want to get higher. I want to get more in tune, right? So there are two, and there's one that I use fairly regularly. I ran out of it and then it was out of stock, but I've just gotten it back in and I love it. And there's one that I haven't used too much, but I'm just getting into it. So I wanted to go ahead and share it with you because I would love for you to know about it, and I'd love to hear how it feels for you as well. The first one is Ravitsara. I'm not sure exactly the pronunciation. Say it loudly and like you know what you're doing, and it'll be fine. And this one is very, very eucalyptus-y smell to it. It is used very traditionally for yoga and meditation. So it's one that's used a lot in that traditional practice. So if you're wanting that sort of a feel, it's great for that. Now, you can diffuse it. You can, and this works for any of these, but you could diffuse, You could put on your hands, rub a couple of times, breathe in. And if you have a yoga practice where you're really wanting to focus on breath work, or say I do vocal toning every morning, so where I will sit and I will hum or sing the scale, the C scale, at several repeating times on each note for each of the different chakras. If you want to know more about that, I could share that with you guys. I share a lot about it in my Ivy and Light group. But when you're doing that, when you really want to have an open chest cavity, an easy open airways, this is perfect for that. So if you're doing a yoga practice, even if you wanted to say go for a run to get inspired, this would be great for that. So that's it. It's just the one ingredient, and so it's a very simple one. You're going to get a very simple response from it because it's not a whole bunch of oils interacting, right? And what it does is essentially help you to focus, tune in. It is more of a focus with less of a grounding, right? If you try frankincense oil, that feels a little bit heavier, a little bit calmer. This is focus with a little bit more awakeness to it. So if that sounds like that would be beneficial for your meditation practice, then I would try Rabbit Sarah. On the other hand, we have Sacred Mountain, which again is a blend. Okay, and I'm going to read to you what's in that. Black spruce, ylang ylang, balsam, and cedarwood. Now you noticed when I was reading from the blog post all of those other blends, the wood oils are grounding, height, strengthening, balancing. So, and ylang ylang is a yin yang balance as well. So really here you're getting grounding, strength, balance. If that is what you're looking for when you're meditating, if let's say you feel inspired but you're never able to bring it into reality, this is what you're going to want. Because we can get so up here when we're getting inspiration that it stays up here and we don't know how to get it into the real world. And if you're trying to go from this space, let's say you get stuck at the envision space, right? Or you even get stuck at the highest potential space and you're not sure how to start fleshing it out, how to start really saying what exactly it is you want, how to start planning it. Okay, I would add Sacred Mountain to your routine because all of those wood oils, all of that groundingness, oh man, it smells really sweet too, that ylang ylang. That really calms you and pulls you down. And when I use a lot of wood oils, it's not that it lowers my energy, but it chills me out. And I can tend to get a little bit overexcited when I get inspired, right? I'm just like blah, 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 blah. But a lot of times what you need is a steady pace. So steady pace, get into reality, get it done, make it actually happen. Sacred Mountain. All right. So we had highest potential. If you let go of stuff, what is the biggest, most beautiful, most wonderful thing you can create? Envision, turning that into a very detailed, fleshed out look at what you really want to create in your life. Believing that it can happen, totally, truly believing. Getting into a meditative state that is really a little bit higher energy, a little bit more inspiration, focus, helping you to really do the inspiring work. And then Sacred Mountain, if you're the person that needs to bring that out of your head and into reality. All right, guys, so I hope that was super helpful. I'll also provide links to where you can go to the YouTube site, the Young Living site, and you can look at a little bit more details on all of these and see, again, the ingredients list. Some of you may not have Young Living oils, or you may have some of these oils at home and you're wanting to kind of figure out a way to use them, little bits or pieces of these. Anytime you're using essential oils, as long as they're 100% pure essential oils, you're going to get a benefit from it. The beauty of blends, the reason I love blends is because they're very particularly created so that the constituents are in these percentages, these ratios that are really powerful. So if you can, even if it's just one at a time, try out these blends. I highly recommend it. You'll see a big difference from what you're kind of trying to create at home and what you get from the blend. And so ultimately, price-wise, it's also a better deal. But if you're wanting to kind of, you know, you've got a lot of these and you maybe want to try them together, follow the link, okay, and you can actually see the ingredients list. And I'll also link for you the blog, and you can read more in detail about the highest potential, envision, and believe oils. All right, guys, I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you later. Bye.